Good evening and welcome to Beverly, Ohio. Cadet Stadium is the scene tonight for the West Muskingum Tornadoes. They will make the trip down South 60 to face the Fort Frye Cadets. I'm Ted Snyder. He's Coach Doug Clifford. Thanks so much for joining us for this MVL football presentation on South 60 Films. Coach, we have a good one here, week 2. Fort Frye, you saw them a week ago. They won right here on this field 19-14 against a very good Ridgewood team. West Muskingum played a Lakewood team. They did not have so much trouble with them. They dispatched them 51-0 last Saturday afternoon. So two teams, 1-0, looking for that 2-0 start.
Well, you know, everybody in the state, half of us are undefeated and half of us were in a rebound. So I saw these guys play last week, and I talked to two assistant coaches that played for me at Crooksville tonight. And I told Jeremy Ketchum at West End, if you have a scouting report on Fort Frye that's 10 years old, get it out and read it and memorize it, because they're doing the same exact thing. They're disciplined, they run the wing T, they run a 50 defense, and their kids don't quit.
Absolutely right. Coach Eric Huck, he does things the right way here in Beverly. He's beginning his 18th season here at the helm at Fort Frye, and he's had nothing but success. In fact, the Fort Frye Cadets are kind of the benchmark team in the region as far as Division 5 is concerned. They were Division 6 a year ago. Make the move up to Division 5 this year. Same's true for West. They were Division 5 a year ago, up to Division 4 this year. So we should have a really good matchup. But you're right, contrasting styles. A run-heavy, very motivated Fort Frye team that's very disciplined against a West Muskingum team that still has a lot of unanswered questions.
And I guarantee you tonight at some point, Coach Huck, after he runs his backs and wing backs and everybody back and forth, I'm surprised they don't hurt each other. The quarterback's going to pull the ball out, and there's going to be a split end down the field, and he's the closest guy to him is going to be the farmer's cow. He'll be wide open, and that quarterback will put it on the money, and he'll score. I mean, that's their trademark. That's a wing T offense trademark. Put you to sleep, put you in a coma with that play action and back and forth runner, and all of a sudden that split end has just been running down the field the whole game doing nothing. He's got a ball in his hands in your corner, and you're thinking, yeah, the coach told me this would happen.
The wing T offense, it certainly preys on tendencies, and that's what they want to get you thinking one thing and throw another thing at you and really try to keep you guessing. So West Muskingum, defensively tonight, they're going to have their hands full.
Well, they are, and you have to stay home. I think the wing T, if it does anything, it forces you to play very disciplined defense and not to gamble and not to shoot linebackers, but to tell your kids, stay home and the ball will come to you eventually. Play your, do your, the old Bill Belichick, do your job.
Absolutely right.
Do your job. Don't try to be Superman, and stay home.
Yeah. Well, we have a whale of a game here, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to step aside and observe the national anthem. When we come back, we'll discuss more of this game and get your kickoff. Welcome back to Cadet Stadium here at Fort Frye High School. Kickoff set for about 30 seconds from now. And Coach, we discussed before the game, or just a moment ago, that both these teams won week one. But let's discuss a year ago. This Fort Frye team made the trek up to West Muskingum, and they absolutely demolished the Tornadoes on their home field 36-7 week two a year ago. You know, it's a different season, but you know Coach Brownrigg and the Tornadoes still mindful of that result.
Well, I think they learned a great lesson that appearances mean nothing. They come out with their Fort Frye uniforms, look like they were, designed about 1959. But the problem was they played like guys back in 1959. They played with grit, and they played with determination. And the epitome to me of that night, Ted, I think West was down 2 scores. And they had a 4th and 1 about midfield, maybe on the other side of the 50, and they went for it. And they had to have that first down, and they couldn't get it.
This Fort Frye team, they
stopped them, and that was it. From that point on, West End put it in the bag.
And the kick is away, fielded by a deep man at the 15, and he slips. As you can tell, we are at a natural grass surface, one of the few remaining in the area, but it is a natural grass surface here at Cadet Stadium, and the Cadets will have the first possession down around the 25-yard line.
You know, I have 2 former players opposing each other tonight. Chad Ross at Fort Frye has been here for many years, and the same for Jeremy Ketchum at West End. Both fine football players at Kirksville.
Fort Frye opens in their traditional wing T look. Wing back in motion across the formation. Quarterback rolls. That's going to be a pass play to begin this game, and it's a successful completion for a first down. It's going to be about 13, maybe 14 yards on the completion.
What, did you see the cushion on that play?
That was Grady.
That wasn't a cushion, that was a couch.
Grady Hessen to Gavin Rowell on that first down combination.
50 defense coming out here with the Tornadoes. I think we'll see the same defense from Fort Frye. Both the guys, Chad Ross and Jeremy Ketchum, both played the 50 defense when they were at Kirksville.
Hessen under center. Rowell in motion. He gives to the fullback. It's going to be a popular play on the wing T attack. Just a couple of yards on that carry on first down. Be 2nd and 8 coming up. And if you're West Muskingum, you got to stop them to 2 or 3 yard gains like that and force them into some third downs, because if you continue to let this team churn up yards on 1st and 2nd down, it's going to be a long night for you.
The other problem with the wing T offense, Ted, is if it's 3rd and 6, it's still a running down.
It sure is.
Because, you're allowed 4. Coach Kelly taught me that lesson the hard way.
Now, Cadet's going to spread it out a little bit. 3 receivers on the boundary side. One comes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Rowell. A lot of Tornadoes there, and 3 tacklers missed it, but finally knocked out of bounds by West Muskingum number 0, Amari Harris.
Outstanding pursuit. They strung that thing out. Didn't allow the guy to get the corner. Took him all the way to the sideline. Okay, here it is.
3rd and 7.
3rd and 7, almost 8. We'll see if they put the ball up or see if they run some kind of running play. Last week, one of their big plays when I saw them play Ridgewood was like a double reverse type of action. One wingback took the handoff and gave it to the other one. And they went in motion on every snap.
Shotgun formation.
There goes the motion.
For the Cadets. Hessen takes a snap. He's rolling to his right. Looking for the same route he completed on first down in the first possession. That's close. Where that official's marking the football is going to be short, Doug.
It is. Well, the tackler, the defensive man, came up and hit the receiver. Didn't tackle him, but knocked him backwards, and then he stepped out of bounds, and so they're going to mark it where he stepped out. They're a yard short in the wing T offense. This is not a problem. This is an opportunity.
You are right, and I see already we have a little problem with our game clock. It's stopped at 10:21, so we don't know what the official time here in the first quarter is. That's going to be offsides, I think, on the Tornadoes. Let's wait for the official indication, but it certainly looked like the Tornadoes got a little antsy.
The Cadets go on a quick count a lot of times, and so you go on a quick count, and then you get in a 4th and 1. Just go on the long count, or maybe not even run a play. Just don't even have a play called. Just go up there and tell the guys, sit tight. It's going to be on 37, so don't worry.
And the kids for Fort Frye so confident in what they do.
Yep.
They have total belief in their system and their head coach, and they truly are a machine.
And they should have confidence in their head coach. This guy does it right. No backs back there.
3 wide and a wing back. Rao is the motion man. The fake is to him. Hessen's going to keep it. Looked like he had an opening there, but that hole filled quickly.
Yes, it did.
And that was Carter Smith.
So now you're West M's defensive coordinator, and your unit did their job the first series. They held them to the 4th down, and they went for it, and you made a mistake on defense, and you gave them a 1st down. So I guarantee you, these guys they're in 4-down territory. I mean, they may not punt in this situation at all. Everybody's tight now.
Yep.
2 tight ends.
Traditional wing T formation. Rao's the motion man. The give is to Rao. Nice carry up the middle.
You know, the thing about the wing T is that play they just ran, he hit that, off tackle, pretty tight. He can run the same exact play action, the same exact formation, and they run that same action in the backfield, and it's a sweep. And so your defense reacts to what they see first, and they see that guy going sideways with the ball, and if you step up and it's going to the outside, it's too late. They're going to make a big gain out of it. Same formation.
Yeah, the tight wing T formation on 3rd and 5. Give is to the motion man once again, and he's going to be stopped about 2 yards, maybe a yard and a half shy of 1st down yardage. Another 4th down situation here, Coach, and about the same yardage needed on this 4th down.
If I was coaching against Fort Frye, I would be so frustrated to tell my defense who their primary ball carrier is. Because it's like a movie. It's like a cast of thousands. You never know who's going to get the ball in this offense.
Tight formation. Rao goes in motion.
Oh, they're doing all their tricks. Going in motion, go back. Quarterback comes out from under the center. He's yelling at everybody.
Hessen under center. The handoff is to the wingback. Penetration by the Tornadoes. And that play is blown up, Coach, for an 8-yard loss. Tornadoes will take over on downs, and that's just what the doctor ordered for the West Muskingum Tornadoes.
Well, every now and then, as a coach, you got to make the right call to be successful. But a lot of times, and more times than that, you have to have somebody come up and make a play.
Absolutely.
That's what we used to tell our kids. Somebody's going to step up. Somebody's going to make a play. And that time the guy that stepped up was Grady Dallings, number 2, a junior, defensive back, 5'9", 160. Man, he absolutely saved the day on that play.
Could be calling Dallings' name on offense as well. He's one of the starting wideouts alongside Carter Smith. I'm going to get the first look at young sophomore Jake Welch, his 2nd start as a Tornado, and the handoff is right up the A gap. And that was Dente Tyson.
All right, now if you're a defensive coach for Fort Frye, you had a player right where he needed to be. I mean, he read the play, he stepped up into the hole, he missed the tackle.
If there's one thing that's noticeable from the eye test, Coach, it's the West Muskingum Tornadoes up front, much larger than this Fort Frye defensive front. So see if they can wear this defense down a little bit. Shotgun formation for Welch. He's going to roll to his right, looking, finds a receiver, and that looks like number 8, and it is.
Oh, that's early.
Which is Cohen McConnell. Look for McConnell as well as Carter Smith and the aforementioned Grady Dallings to make plays at the wide receiver position. We've seen Dante Tyson carry the ball, but Amari Harris may snag some carries away from him as well.
I'm surprised that Fort Frye didn't sustain a late hit on that play. The guy was easily out of bounds and standing still, and one of the defensive backs came up and polished him off. I'm surprised the referee didn't make that a flag.
High formation for the Tornadoes, and the give is to Tyson once again, and they awarded him 1st down yardage on the prior play, Coach.
Oh, did they?
They did.
Okay.
So that was 1st and 10, and that play is going to net 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 for the Tornadoes, and we mentioned they didn't have any trouble with Lakewood last Saturday, 51-0. this is a whole nother animal they're facing here tonight. But they look like they've come out very focused here tonight.
They do. Absolutely.
Motion man is Dollings for West Muskingum. I think the give was the Dollings.
He may have gotten a yard.
It was Dollings on the carry. Very short gain. Is going to bring up 3rd and 7.
You know, Fort Frye sees that kind of offense every day in practice. That wingman getting the ball like that, I mean, that's not going to fool them. 3rd and long. You notice how Fort Frye is flipping their defense. Their strong side and weak side ends and linebackers.
4 wide for the Tornadoes. Motion man is Carter Smith. They hit him on a little quick screen. He's trying to find yardage. A flag on the play. Carter Smith is very, very close to first down yardage. We're going to have to check the marker, however.
I'm going to guess holding by a wide receiver.
You are correct, my friend. That's a shame because that was a well-designed play. You know, coming into this year, you thought Carter Smith is a senior. He's such a valuable weapon. You have to find ways to get the football in his hands. And they did so right there on a quick screen play. A year ago, they just couldn't. Teams knew that that's where they wanted to go, so they would over-under defend him defensively, and it made it very difficult to get him the football downfield. But any way you can get it in his hands, I would do so.
Well, you know, the old Bill Belichick mentality, take away what they do best.
Yep.
Make them beat you with somebody else, and that's what they got. That's what everybody did against West last year.
Shotgun formation for the Tornadoes. 3rd and long. Jake Welch looking. He's going to throw deep, looking for a man. He's got him.
Goodbye.
And that's going to be a touchdown for Miles Wakefield. And the Tornadoes come on the road and score first here in Beverly. 6-0 early for the Tornado advantage.
Well, Miles got behind the defensive back, and then like a lot of high school wide receivers, he kind of stopped like, am I too far down the field?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that ball was right on the money. He took off again, caught that thing on the run. There was no way he was going to be caught from behind. First strike for the Tornadoes.
And Jake Welch, the game is not too big for him apparently, as he's completed both of his pass attempts here in the early going. PAT's up. It is no good.
Well, high school coaches always like to talk about experience being a big factor for their players playing well or not. But sometimes that lack of experience, you don't have anything to worry about because you haven't had a bad experience. You're just out there to play. And that was a perfect pass, Ted. I mean, that was right on the money. 3rd and long. Everybody in town knows you're going to throw the ball. They throw a touchdown pass. That's great execution.
Sure was, and it gives an indication of just how much confidence Nate Brownrigg has in his young sophomore quarterback. And, you know, prior to the season, they were thinking Noah Morrison, who was the sophomore quarterback a year ago, thinking he was going to step right into that role, but he sustained an injury over the summer playing basketball.
No, my.
So that's why Jake Welch is in there, which, you know, if Jake Welch keeps performing well, I mean, you're a former coach. That presents a problem down the road when the other guy gets healthy, you know.
Well, being a former football coach, I'm prepared to sue the basketball coach right now for West Ham. Nothing drove me crazier than for a kid to come in and say, Coach, I can't play football because I got hurt playing basketball in June.
Yeah.
Please, come on.
To Noah Morrison's defense, I think his future collegiately is going to be in basketball.
Yeah.
So, you know, he had one heck of a summer along with his AAU team. They had a bunch of success all across the country.
That's some big time. That's some big time basketball.
Yeah.
All right, we got a 6-0 lead here for the Tornadoes at the 5:34 mark in the first quarter. Short kick, bouncer, fumbled, picked up.
Uh-oh.
Look out. Look out.
And see,
there it is.
Finally get the ball carrier out of bounds. They're going to say he stepped out about the 37. Still very good return.
We got a hanky on the play. I saw somebody get drilled on the sideline. I don't know if it was a guy for West or a guy for Fort Frye, but somebody got nailed on the sideline from behind. And I'd be interested to see what this call is going to be.
Yeah, if this is a personal foul one way or the other, this is going to change field position drastically.
It is. If I was a West End coach, I wouldn't like the stance that referee has with the football. He's pointing in the wrong direction. Offsides.
Offsides on the Tornadoes.
Okay, well, that's not what I thought it was.
Me either, especially where the flag was laying on the field.
Yeah.
That was a little.
Well, there's a big collision down there right on the sideline. I'm not sure somebody made a late hit, but I couldn't tell which team. 50 defense again for the Tornadoes.
Fort Frye once again spreading the field sideline to sideline. Rao is the motion man. Fake is the him. Hessen's going to keep it. Not much there. As that play is stopped for about 1, maybe 2 yard gain. And I can see already that the two interior defensive linemen for West Muskingum, Caden Love, and the other one is, I think, Braden Deeds. They are really doing a solid job in there.
Well, Carter Smith did exactly what a linebacker is supposed to do from his position. He read the play, stepped up, made a tackle for a short gain. And it was a solo tackle. Had he not been there in his spot, that could have been ugly. A little different defense here.
Back to the tight formation for the Cadets, and this is the inside handoff on the counter play to Rao, but West Muskingum very, very disciplined in their lane control there, Coach, and that's, you have to be disciplined in your gap integrity against a wing T team.
Well, and the other thing, as a defensive coach, you think, okay, we got that play stopped. Well, Fort Frye's going to run it another 15 times, so they are so patient, and it will pop. If West, like you said, if they don't take care of their lanes, that'll be a big play. Everybody's tight in formation.
3rd down and 5. Cadets in their second series here in the first quarter. Hessen's rolling under pressure, slips it, slips 2 guys, now rolling back to his
left.
A lot of running room out there, Coach. A big block by Rao. He's going to spring him all the way down to the 24, maybe the 23-yard line. And that's a case where they had him, they had hands on him in the backfield, and he was able to escape not one but a pair of Tornado tacklers.
When you're a defensive coach teaching tackling, you teach your kids, don't reach for somebody. You're not asking for a sandwich. Put your chest on him and tackle him. And 2 guys missed him. They didn't keep leverage on the quarterback, and, man, they turned a 15-yard loss into a 23-yard gain.
They sure did. Hessen back under center. Rao, the quick motion man that gives straight ahead to the fullback. Give him 3 or 4 yards on 1st down.
That's all they need.
Yep.
I mean, they're cooking now. Well, this is like the script from Ridgewood. Ridgewood scored first. I think Fort Frye fumbled or whatever deep in their territory, and Ridgewood took it in quickly. And as soon as that happened, Fort Frye responded, and they came back and took the lead. Here's a split in. Look out, corner man.
Hessen under center. Gives to the fullback once again. Another modest gain. It's going to be about 2 yards short of the 1st down.
That's all they want. That's all they need. I'm there in 4 down territory. They're at the 15-yard line, 3rd and about 2.
I think West Muskingum accomplished one big goal, and that was not to get down big early. They made a defensive stop on the first series and then scored on their first series. So that's the biggest headache I think you're worrying about coming into a game like this, is getting down 14 or 21 early.
Well, they came out this series and moved one of the linebackers out, and now they have 2 linebackers like the true 50 defense is aligned.
That give's going to be to Rao. That's going to be close to 1st down yardage.
Well, I think he has it.
Yep, they're saying that's enough for 1st down yardage. In this quickly moving first quarter, as we anticipated, a ground-heavy attack from the Cadets. We are already under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
I think this is the most important down playing a wing T team is 1st down. If they gain 2 or 3 yards on 1st down, especially if they gain 4 yards. But their whole playbook is open. Make them go 2nd and 10 if you possibly can. So this is a big play for the Tornadoes. All right, they went back to the 4-man front with one linebacker in the middle.
It's a give to the fullback. He's got first down yardage. He's inside the 5. Tackled at the 4-yard line. Going to be first and goal for the Cadets.
That's a great call by Coach Huck. I mean, they move a linebacker out. You only have 4 down linemen instead of 5. And they ran right at it. Right at the weak spot, where there's nobody's covered on your lineman, and just picked up 8 or 9 yards. But I wouldn't bet against this touchdown for anything.
Fort Frye breaks the huddle with just 12 on the play clock. Using all the clock, gives to the wingback, and he is met right there by number 31. Cooper McKenzie.
Boy, he did. He did meet him in the hole. I think that's no gain.
Mainstay on the defensive side of the ball is McKenzie. Stand out a year ago. They're going to have 3 more cracks at this from inside the 5 if necessary.
And they have an outstanding kicker. I mean, I don't know at this angle, but he can make it from probably out from the 20 to 25 yard line, I would guess. The sneak. It's
going to be a sneak by Hessen, but he's going to be a yard short of the goal line.
Not for the first down, though. 4 new plays.
You are right, Coach. That's
on that offensive line. There's a senior that's never played before, and 2 freshmen starting, and we're going to be in the second quarter when we come back.
Yeah, that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. A very fast-moving first quarter. At the end of 1 from Fort Frye High School, West Muskingum 6, Fort Frye 0. We'll be right back with the second quarter. Second quarter action set to begin from Fort Frye High School. Ted Snyder alongside Coach Doug Clifford for this non-conference battle here tonight. We have a good one, as we thought we would, Coach. Fort Frye knocking on the door here. They have a first and goal from the 1-yard line to open the second quarter.
I'll tell you, PAT is going to be huge tonight, Ted.
That missed PAT could loom large. I know it came early in the game, but those could always come back to bite you. So Hessen will go under center. Titan Waller, the big fullback behind him. Give is to Waller. Looks like he's in. And he is. Delayed indication by the official, but that's going to be 6 on the scoreboard for the Cadets, and we have a tie game with PAT pending.
I think they started this drive. They had the 5-yard penalty on the kickoff.
Yep.
And so they were close to midfield. I mean, that was as methodical a drive as you could draw up.
42-yard drive.
Did they throw the ball at all?
Not on that drive, no.
I didn't think so. I mean, you could fix dinner and come back and they still had the ball and not miss the touchdown.
Snap's good, holds good. Kick is up, and the kick is good as well. So that makes the score Fort Frye 7, West Muskingum 6, and we have we have a whole new ball game here, Coach. West Muskingum is going to go back on offense, and they hit the big play on their last series. We'll see what they have to offer this series. And I think young sophomore Jake Welch is going to have to throw some completions here in this game. As good as Fort Frye defends the run, they're probably going to have to look for some downfield stuff.
How many times has West had the ball?
Just once. Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Look where we're at. It's 11:55 in the second quarter, and your team's had the ball one time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And don't discount that factor in this game. These guys are clock eaters at Fort Frye.
They are.
I mean, there hasn't been a clock beat these guys in years.
Yeah, that's the danger of playing a team like this. If you get behind, especially multiple scores, and they grind away at the clock, it forces you offensively to do things completely out of your comfort zone. Yeah. You end up making mistakes, and you have to keep this game close. And West Muskingum's able to do that through one quarter.
We saw a lot of wing T teams during my time at Kirksville as an assistant and head coach. And when we thought the key to the game was to get ahead of that team by 2 scores.
Yep.
And force them to do some things they didn't like.
Absolutely.
Especially late in the game. And right now, that's not going to be the case. West scored on their first possession, and now they get to play offense again for the first time in a long time.
Kick is away.
Nice kick.
It's a good
deep
one.
Kick.
Yep. Fielded inside the 5.
Get a block, fellas.
And he's got some lane.
Look out.
He's got speed.
Goodbye.
That's number.
Don't block anybody. Don't block anybody.
That's Grady Dawlings on the special teams play. He's going to take it all the way to the house, Coach. That's a 96-yard kickoff return. Wow.
Yeah, but their offenses are going to get a chance to play again, Ted. Daggone it. Wow. I haven't seen one of those for a long time.
Yeah, that was just what the doctor ordered for the West Muskingum Tornadoes. Puts them back in front 12-7, and we'll see if Coach Nate Brownrigg wants to go for 2 or try to stay on schedule and just kick the PAT.
I like this. Kick the ball. Kick the ball. You go for 2 and you don't make it, now you're really giving away points. Oh!
Fumbled the snap once again, and that's going to be another mistake on a PAT attempt from the Tornadoes, and they've had trouble on both.
So now if Fort Frye comes back and gets a touchdown, they don't even need an extra point to take the lead.
And that's going to be something to keep an eye on moving forward. So 12-7 is our score. And so West Muskingum's ran less than 10 plays, but find themselves in the lead in this game, and that's just how football works sometimes. I think the only stat they care about is the score on the scoreboard.
We played Newark Catholic when I was an assistant at Kirksville, and we lost 18-12. They scored on 2 punt returns.
Oh, wow.
And going into the game, we knew they had the best punt return team in the state, and all we did was confirm it. It looked like somebody was picking our guys off with slingshots on that punt coverage. So it's special teams, huge part of the game. Huge part.
The good thing for the Tornadoes is when they do end up going on defense here,
they're going to know what to expect.
They're going to know exactly what's coming at them. But yeah, the Tornadoes have done exactly what they needed to do, is just get points on the board early in the first half. It's just very tough to come back against a team like Fort Frye.
Well, and those are definitely bonus points. When you can pick up a touchdown against these guys in the special teams, that means you don't have to fight your way through that red defense. It's so tough. What we got here? He's going to hold the ball. Couldn't find the tee. That's probably it. Probably couldn't find the kicking tee.
Kick is on the ground.
Oh,
right off
out.
the face mask of an up man. That's a loose football.
But you don't know. Have any idea who's got the ball there? I think Red fell on it.
It certainly appeared that Fort Frye fell on that, but you're right. A lot can happen underneath that scrum.
Oh, man.
A lot of stuff that we don't want to talk about here.
I'm telling you, guys are stoling birthmarks into this pile, buddy. I'm telling you.
I've heard some horror stories about things that happen at the bottom of that pile. So Fort Frye, you were here a week ago. You saw them play Ridgewood. This is their second game at home in as many weeks. The same as, it's just the opposite for the Tornadoes. Their first 2 games on the road. Right? So after tonight, the Tornadoes, 5 of their final 8 will be at home. Waller shifts.
Option.
Hessen will keep, fakes the pitch. Able to gain a couple of yards. He was initially contacted at the line of scrimmage, but drug a couple of tacklers a couple of yards, including Amari Harris.
You know, I like the way that whoever carries the ball for Fort Frye, they fall forward. You know, they don't give up on first contact. You have to make a good solid hit on them to stop them.
Fort Frye once again very deliberate in their attack. They don't even break the huddle until 10 seconds left on the play clock. To the line is Hessen. Sends a wing back in motion. Is going to give to the fullback. And that's Titan Waller. He's a big kid as Waller.
Boy, he is.
You know, he's listed at 6'2", 200 pounds.
Well, he is absolutely doing his job. That young offensive line, that inexperienced offensive line, they're doing a great job.
Yep. 2
freshmen, 1 senior that has never played. It's amazing. They do have a veteran center in there, number 55. And I've interviewed that kid, Grayson Goodwin, for his fishing skills.
Okay.
He is a tremendous tournament bass fisherman.
Hessen gives to Waller once again. Titan Waller.
I love fullbacks.
Gain 6 on 3rd and 2. And that's going to be a first down for Fort Frye.
You know, I bet that kid doesn't have a play in that offense that goes wider than the inside pocket of the guard on either side. And he just runs straight at the middle. He has 2 moves. He goes forward, and then he leans a little more forward and keeps going. When you're getting your butt kicked by a fullback, that takes it out of a defense. I mean, that really wears you down. They're going to run a fullback right into your teeth. There they change the tight end and flip the strength of formation. Here he comes again.
Yep, Titan Waller on the carry once again. That's going to be 4 yards on first down. Sets up a 2nd down and 6. And it's been all Titan Waller here on this drive.
It's a good thing he didn't have a twin brother. Their fullback can never get tired.
The 2 wingbacks we've seen featured the most have been Gavin Rao and Sam Bricker.
So now your defense is, your coach is yelling, stop the fullback, stop the fullback, stop that fullback. Now let's see what we do here. We got 3 straight fullback dives.
Send Gavin Rao in motion. He's going to motion back.
Try to get 5 free ones that time.
Rao in motion once again. The give is to Gavin Rao. He finds a little crease and 3 or 4 yards after contact once again. You know, just falls forward, just as you said. Another Fort Frye first down.
So you get those linebackers so concerned with getting that fullback stopped, and then they come back to the old, you know, we would call that at Kirksville, that would have been called 34 lead. Lead blocker, guy running off tackle behind him.
Send a receiver out wide of the hash marks in this formation. Gavin Rowell, the motion man, the inside counter. That is Bricker, and that play was sniffed out and read perfectly by Carter Smith.
Well, that was the old, had been in a standard offense, that would have been the counter tray. They pulled 2 guys into the hole.
Yep.
Carter Smith read those guards and said, here I come. Guard and tackle both pulled from the backside. He read that. And about the only way you can stop that play is exactly with what he did. Yep. You have to penetrate across the line of scrimmage and make the play, because if it develops, somebody's kicked out and the other guy's sealed and they have a hole.
Tight formation once again. Rowell the motion man, but the give is to Titan Waller. Not much there.
That might have been a fumble.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a flag or the fumble marker. Something did fly out from the official's pocket. They're discussing it, Coach.
Yes, they are. The 2 guys are still on the ground discussing it.
Well, we know it was a fumble because he threw the indicator bag onto the ground.
Well, they're still discussing it.
And the question is, who came up with the football?
Well, you know, surprisingly, all the guys from West are voting for West. But unfortunately, you don't get to vote on that.
They're going to say Fort Frye recovery. They'll retain possession. However, they're in a 3rd and long here, Coach.
3rd and long, you know, if they get half of this, I think they'll go for it.
Did they punt it all last week, Fort Frye?
I think they did. Yeah, I think I wrote it down. They punted a couple times, and it was very inconsistent. Sometimes the line drive, sometimes high and deep. They tried to get him to jump off sides, and they didn't do it. And back to there. Everybody's in the tight formation with 2 wings.
Rao's the motion man. They give his to Rao. Contacted there, spins off the contact and close to the first down marker. I think he's going to be a half yard short, but give him 8 yards on 3rd and 9. Successful play by any measure. No doubt they're going for this one, Coach, without question.
3rd and 9 in the wing tee offense.
Yeah.
We better run it again.
They opened this game and threw on the very first play from scrimmage, and it kind of got you thinking, well, maybe they're going to open up the playbook here tonight. Not so much.
Nope.
Not so much.